recent months, Bitcoin has created significant ripples, bouncing back to $30,000 on April 11, 2023. But what's the story behind it? How did it all begin? In the initial segment of this two-part series, we discussed the world's first encounters with Bitcoin, the pioneering Bitcoin miner, and the first transaction using Bitcoin.
You accept Bitcoin?
We return to the fundamentals, elucidating the nature of Bitcoin and the functioning of the blockchain. Towards the end of the previous video, we reached 1983 when David Cham introduced eCash. In this video, we will delve deeper into the roots of Bitcoin. Stay tuned until the conclusion to discover everything there is to know about Bitcoin's inception.
David Cham was very far ahead of his time. He predicted in the early 1980s concerns that would arise on the internet 15 or 20 years later. The whole field of traffic analysis that allows you to predict the behaviors of individuals, not by looking at the contents of their emails, but by looking at the patterns of communication.
David Cham aimed for eCash to be flawless, and he had faith in the importance of his efforts. In 1996, he expressed the distinction between a poor electronic cash system and a well-constructed digital cash will dictate whether we experience a dictatorship or a genuine democracy. But due to internal conflicts, David relinquished control of DigiCash, which was then acquired by external investors.
Alright, fine, I'll buy it.
DigiCash began presenting its offerings to banks, and some showed interest. However, during that period, the majority of banks were cautious and opted to profit from credit cards instead of experimenting with a novel product. By 1998, DigiCash had ceased operations, signaling the end of the initial phase of digital currency.
Should know.
What is internet anyway?
Internet is that massive computer network, the one that's becoming really big now.
There was a cryptocurrency boom in the 90s. It was clear that the globe was not prepared for digital currency at that time. However, this didn't deter forward-thinking people from recognizing its potential.
Oh, that's
that little mark with the A and then the ring around it?
At.
See, that's what I said.
Although the concept was solid, it was simply too advanced for its era and lacked strong leadership. In 1999, economist Milton Friedman stated, "The newly discovered internet, electronic cash, was essential."
So that I think that the internet is going to be one of the major forces for reducing the role of government. The one thing that's missing, but that will soon be developed, is a reliable eCash, a method whereby on the internet you can transfer funds from A to B without A knowing B or B knowing A.
He further asserted that computers, rather than people, should be in charge of money supply and monetary policy. Numerous businesses focusing on digital currencies emerged during the mid-1990s, all riding the wave of attention generated by DigiCash. In the middle of the 1990s, numerous companies focused on the emerging market of digital currencies, each capitalizing on a massive wave of attention generated by DigiCash.
The privacy issue has unfolded the way it has. I spelled it out in the early publications in the 80s.
In 1996, the NSA entered the scene by publishing a paper called How to Make a Mint, the Cryptography of Anonymous Electronic Cash. They presented a fairly credible model for their own digital currency. but their own idea of having a central bank monitor transactions went against the principle of the crypto movement.
It goes against everything we stand for.
Nevertheless, the movement persisted, and soon some intriguing concepts emerged. Bitcoin as we know it today was heavily influenced by some of these early notions. For example, Wei Dao developed B-money after completing his studies at the University of Washington. Introduced in 1998, B-money was designed to enable virtual economies to operate without the need for a central governing body. While B-money gained some attraction, it remained a purely theoretical idea that never garnered enough backing to become a reality. Several other concepts from the internet community proved to be somewhat detrimental to the progression of cryptocurrencies. For example, Jim Bell's essay on the assassination politics proposed that individuals dissatisfied with their political figures should employ an encrypted currency system. Individuals could secretly contribute funds to a pool until it amassed enough for someone to claim the bounty and eliminate the political leader. This resulted in Bell serving time in jail.
Jim, how did it start for you with the Jim Bell Project?
Well, 22 years ago, I was thinking about a politician who spent too much money on his state, and it occurred to me that there should be a way in technology to get rid of such politicians.
Amidst this chaos, Nick Zabio, a former DigiCash staff member, put forward a groundbreaking proposal for a digital currency named BitGold in 1998, distinguishing it as the most inventive resolution. Nick introduced the idea that digital currencies should not be tokens mirroring fiat currencies. Rather, the digital currency itself could be a valuable asset, and miners could receive it for solving intricate cryptographic puzzles. BitGold bridged the gap between David Chaum's eCash and Bitcoin. While it acted as a conceptual foundation for the potential future direction of cryptocurrencies, it possessed significant shortcomings that required resolution. For instance, it had less focus on privacy and encountered substantial technological problems. BitGold never gained widespread use as long as fiat currencies existed. But after 10 years of relative obscurity, the cryptographic currency community started gaining attraction once more. During August 2008, an unknown individual registered the domain bitcoin.org. In October that year, a document titled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, was shared on a cryptography mailing list by someone named Satoshi Nakamoto. This paper revealed the essence of Bitcoin to the world, initiating a chain of cryptographic occurrences that would soon alter the financial system. Today, various countries aim to establish their own digital currencies, and in September 2021, El Salvador officially recognized Bitcoin as legal tender, which means Bitcoin can now function as a means of exchange parallel to the US dollar for buying products and services within a nation.
Here in El Salvador, where the president has made Bitcoin legal tender, the promise of a digital cashless future can be seen all over the country.
Bitcoin can also be purchased through PayPal, MasterCard, Apple Pay, and Google Pay. Meanwhile, in 2021, Tesla has made a $1.5 billion investment in Bitcoin, holding around 10,500 Bitcoins on its books. Moreover, MicroStrategy consistently invests in Bitcoin, positioning them as the top public company with the largest Bitcoin ownership.
Because on August 11th, we announced we bought $250 million worth of Bitcoin, and we've been long Bitcoin ever since.
Major financial organizations are now open to collaborating with Bitcoin.
If you had taken $1 billion and you had bought bonds, like long bonds, 20-year bonds in the summer of 2020 and held them through today, you would be down 19%. Yeah, if you bought gold, you'd be down 13%.
Okay.
If you had bought the NASDAQ, you would be up 3%. If you had bought the S&P index, you would be up 19%. Not bad.
Not bad, sure.
Not bad. If you had bought Bitcoin, you'd be up 43%. Bitcoin doubled the performance of those other assets, even as it got beat around the ears.
The distinguishing factor of Bitcoin from previous cryptocurrencies endeavors is its ability to address the double spending issue. As digital currency is merely data, and data can be duplicated, it's possible for a single coin to be spent multiple times in theory.
How is this allowed?
In the past, a third party such as a financial institution would monitor transactions to address the issue of double spending. In electronic cash situations, this third party was typically the bank, but Nakamoto believed this approach undermines the objective. Similar to Nick Szabo's Bitcoin concept, Nakamoto aimed to develop an e-transaction system that wouldn't rely on trust. Bitcoin effectively resolved the double spending challenge by keeping track of ownership and its timeline. This led to the creation and incorporation of the blockchain technology. With the double spending issue effectively eliminated, the Bitcoin blockchain system underwent testing and was confirmed to be functional. Bitcoin became operational in 2009, and by July 2010, its trading value was at a mere $0.0008. By the end of that month, its worth had reached $0.08. Yet, it still garnered little attention. The first mention of Bitcoin on Reddit occurred in 2010, only to be met with downvotes. Its first appearance on television was within a show, The Good Wife, in 2012, when its value was at $3.41.
I went online and I bought 1 Bitcoin last night.
Really? It's the future.
I don't know. It didn't feel real.
Real's gonna change.
However, even when its price rose to $100 around 2013, Bitcoin continued to attract minimal interests, despite having a few dedicated supporters.
3 times today, went up to 110, and this is the highest that it's been. It's ridiculous.
Satoshi Nakamoto successfully developed an electronic cash system, yet, for reasons unknown, has opted to maintain completely anonymous. On April 26, 2011, Nakamoto sent his final email and subsequently vanished. By November 2021, Bitcoin soared to $60,400. With this valuation, Nakamoto's 1 million Bitcoin held a worth exceeding $60 billion. The enigmatic nature of Satoshi Nakamoto has sparked considerable speculation and false claims. But the question remains, who is Satoshi Nakamoto and why did he disappear? Maybe we will never know.